Time now for the Indians minor league player of the week, and it's Clippers pitcher Jenmar Gomez. This past week, Gomez 2-0, a 1.38 ERA. In 13 innings pitched, struck out 12, gave up only 2 earned runs. Also named the International League Player of the Week.
Well, yeah, you look at what Jenmar Gomez has been able to do since he came back down from the major leagues, and that's been very impressive. A kid that is able to go back down and make sure that he stays on track and stays consistent to get himself back up.
And we've seen some Indians players do that. Asdrubal Cabrera comes to mind a couple of years ago. He went down, came up, and now the best all-around player on the team with Shin-Soo Choo. Welcome back to Indians Minor League Magazine. Time now for our focus on the future, and that is an Indians prospect who is as hot as they come in the Indians minor league system. We go down to Columbus for that with the voice of the Clippers, Scott Leo. He has Jason Kipnis.
We are here in Columbus with one of the top prospects in the Cleveland Indians organization. Second baseman Jason Kipnis joins us. Jason, thanks for taking some time with us. Here we are a few months in now to this AAA season. Talk to me about the season for you individually so far. Offensively, defensively, what have you liked and maybe what needs to improve for your game?
You know what, it's been a learning process this season. Didn't really know what to expect. Kind of got my feet wet last year in AAA level, but playing a full season here has been a little bit different. What we talked about a little bit earlier has its peaks and valleys, and it's kind of trying to stay level through the whole year right now. Hitters are going to get hot and they're going to go through their cold spells. I'm kind of dealing with both right now and having my ups and downs and just trying to balance it out right now. But I think everything's coming along nicely, and we're getting there.
The Indians talked about Jason Kipnis as being this stud outfielder that they were getting that had won all these awards in the Pac-10, but oh, by the way, we're going to put him in the infield. So what's going to happen, or what is happening in terms of your transition to second base? I think a lot of folks forget that this is really only your second full season in the minors, so are you feeling a little more comfortable at second?
I am. You know what, I take grounders every day. I work with coaches all the time. It's just a matter of time before I really start having instincts take over, whether kind of instead of thinking about the play. And I think once that happens and once that process takes place, I think it'll be a lot more easier for me to happen once I have enough repetition. But you know what, you're going to have your mistakes, you're going to have your bumps in the road. I think every infielder is going to have that, every player is going to have that, and it's just kind of rolling with the punches right now and putting my head down and making sure I'm focused.
We saw here in Columbus just a couple of years ago, Matt Laporta and Michael Brantley were here together, and they were two of the top prospects in the organization. So whenever one was mentioned, the other one would automatically come up. It's a similar situation right now with you and Lonnie, because here you guys are both at the AAA level, getting a lot of attention as being two of the top prospects. What's that like when you're kind of always joined at the hip, at least when folks are talking about some of the better players that are on their way?
I mean, he's pretty much like what my closest guy on the team right now. His locker's next to mine, so I'm with him throughout the day at a bunch of points. And it's funny because, I mean, it's a good thing, I guess, to be a prospect, but at the same time, when you ask some other guys, you know what, we don't want to be prospects. We'd rather be up there. Mm-hmm. But right now, we're just biding our time, and we'll get there. When we're ready, I think we'll know it, and I think everyone else will know it, and hopefully we'll be called up then. But until then, right now, we got to learn our positions, learn our craft, and put our heads down and help this team win before we can help the other team win.
Earlier in the season, I know you weren't happy with the way you were swinging the bat, and during the course of a professional season, you're going to have peaks and valleys. How do you mentally avoid, a little slump becoming a big slump?
It's hard. I'm not going to lie. It's hard, and I struggle with that actually a lot more than some other people do. You just got to take it for what it is. I mean, this game of baseball is a hard game. It's a game of failure. I mean, 7 out of 10 times you're going to be failing if you're one of the better ones. And you just got to understand that that's how the games play, that's how it goes, and take positives out of everything you can. It's hard to do sometimes, but just look for the positives in things. You know what, maybe I got out, but I hit the ball hard. So it's finding your little things in there that you can take a positive out of really gets you by the day.
As you look ahead towards the rest of this 2011 season, obviously one goal would be to be in the big leagues. Another goal would be, to swing the bat a little better or to play a little better defensively. But what other goals, if any, do you set for yourself in terms of short-term or long-term? Here's what I want to do with my season.
Get better every day, I think, and that's the easiest way I can put it. Whether it's 1%, anything, just get better every day in some area. Because if you can keep getting better, whether on defense, offense, mental game, I think it can only help you in the long run. So. And it's hard to quantify it. It's hard to put just a certain how I got better today or something like that, or I got hit. No, not that. It's, you know what, I learned how to play my position a little bit better today. I learned how to be a better teammate today. Something where you can people might not see from the crowds or something like that. But if you can get better each day, I think that'll really add up for you.
Is that something that you feel maybe after batting practice on a given day or after you've taken infield where you say to yourself, boy, I think I really made some strides today?
You can. It could be in BP. You're like, okay, I've been rolling over to the second baseman a bunch. Now, okay, I'm going to work the other way on BP. And I think that kind of mental approach and that kind of staying with it and staying after it and knowing what adjustments you have to make is how you can get better. And I think that's something we're all going through right now, and it's something I'm kind of working on and hopefully we'll get better at.
Well, Jason, we're glad to have you here in Columbus for however long that may be, and thanks for taking some time with us.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
All right, that's Jason Kipnis with us here at Huntington Park in Columbus. Back to you guys.
Scott, Jason, good job. And one of the things that impresses me the most about Jason Kipnis, Jason Stanford, is that he was drafted as an outfielder, had to make the conversion to second base, and he's done a nice job with it and really has embraced that.
Yeah, and that's a very tough move, especially going from the outfield to the infield, because it's a lot easier to go from the infield to the outfield. But what impresses me about this kid, a high draft pick, even keel, level head. And for you young kids, you need to pay attention. He talks about working every day to get better. If you're a high school kid or if you're a college kid, that's the prime example. You get better, you move up through the system.
Yeah, some great advice there. All right, we'll take our final break here with Indians Minor League Magazine as we get a look at Canal Park, Orbit, and the Arrows crew. A little dance on the dugout here. We're getting ready to bring you our final thoughts and where you can see the Tribe's farm teams play this week. Don't go anywhere.
Beautiful. 26, 36 feet per up.
Standings check for you for the Indians minor league teams. Columbus still in first place, Akron in 6th, Kinston 2nd, Lake County 8th, and Mahoning Valley will start very, very soon. Let's take a look at the schedule now. Columbus at Buffalo and Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Akron hosts New Hampshire and Portland. Fireworks on Friday, and George the Animal Steel on Saturday. I wonder if he's still eating the turnbuckle. Kinston home for Salem before heading to Lynchburg. Lake County home for Great Lakes before heading to West Michigan. And Mahoning Valley will open their season at home against Jamestown and Batavia. Fireworks on Friday opening night. Welcome back to the show. Jay, just a few seconds left, but it was fun to talk to Brad Grant on the show today. Fun to hear from Jason Kipnis, too. But with Brad, all these kids they're adding to the system, they seem like kids with a lot of potential.
Yeah, they do. They have a lot of potential, and I think this was a very good draft for the Indians this year. Brad did a great job again.
All right, congratulations again, Dad.
Thank you.
Second daughter. Had her yesterday. And that's a wrap for Indians Minor League Magazine. I'm Al Pulowski for Jason Stanford. Find us on Facebook. Another look for you at Francisco Lindor, the Indians' first-round pick. Have a good one.